Hi, Mr. Mukul. Could you please introduce yourself to us briefly?
My name is Mukul Khandelwal. I have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya number 3, Jaipur. I have completed my BTech in computer science from NIT Surat. Currently, I am working as assistant manager in information system department in Indian Oil. Uh,
Very. And where are you stationed right now?
I'm in Mumbai, sir.
Mumbai. So you've lived in three states for some period of time, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Maharashtra.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell me or give me a sociological profile of Mumbai? You're in Mumbai, right?
Yes, sir.
If you could give me a sociological profile of Mumbai, please.
Sir, in Mumbai, most of the families are living in nuclear families. So there are very less joint family which we have found in Mumbai. Also, the institution of marriage, which was traditional institution, it is not prevalent in Mumbai. There are many people who are in living in partnership. Also, sir,
Okay.
the patriarchal institution is not that much in Mumbai. There is women empowerment and women are working day and night in Mumbai. Also,
Okay.
there is very less relevance of caste because everybody who is living in Mumbai are mostly professional and they are working. So there is very less caste relevance in Mumbai. So most of the people are not asking any caste related things.
Very interesting. Do you think that generalization can be made for India as a whole?
So
That caste is losing its relevance?
So I think in case of high urbanization, the in professional aspect, the caste is losing its relevance, which was prevalent in previous era. But we have seen that in private era, in private space, the caste is still holding its importance. Like if we talk about the marriage institution, we still prefer to
Hmm.
marry people from the same caste. So it is just
Yes.
change in the form. Like in professional space, nobody is talking publicly about the caste and its hierarchy, but in private space, they are behaving in such a way, sir.
Very well. And Khandelwal, apart from marriage, any other aspect of our social lives which is nowadays also affected by caste?
So, living area also has been, we have seen that most of the depressed class are living in slum area. If we conduct a survey, we can find in Mumbai also there is a place Dharavi, which is the largest slum
Hmm.
area in Asia. So, in that Dharavi slum, most of the people are living as depressed class only. So is still a caste segregation, if we can say. So, in whenever people are migrating from any rural areas to urban areas, mostly if they are migrated from lower caste, they are settling in those slums. So this is also we are observing in this time.
Very well. Recently, there has been a strident campaign for a caste census to be conducted nationwide. Do you think that is something that we should be conducting?
So there are positive and negatives about caste census. For any political
Yes.
formulation, we require some specific data towards the population and their caste. So if we want to take some affirmative action, that needs some data backing. But we need to see what are the positives and negatives of doing the caste census. Why we are not doing caste census after in many decades. So the primary reason is that the society is already divided. If we talks about that
Hmm.
they are divided on caste terms, so if we conduct a caste census, then there might be a case that there is a huge demand of reservation. So most of the majority of castes which are still in dominant position will demand a higher reservation.
Yes.
There can be a division of society where castes are fighting among themselves. So some caste is fighting for other caste. Third one is, sir, in the era of development and there is a requirement of job development and skill development. So the major focus should be to develop a skills on the youth as we are facing a demographic dividend. uh, There is a requirement of skill development first. So the affirmative action which we are talking about, like reservation and all, this
Hmm.
cannot be done in this world, in this era. So if we have so much population in our demography that we cannot give all of them a affirmative action or reservation. We
Hmm.
need to provide more skills and more private, create a more private jobs so that they can they can apply there. So
Okay. Mukul, another issue that we are grappling with as a society, particularly administration, is whether the creamy layer criteria should be applied to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. What would you suggest if you were in a position to?
So if we consider SC as a homogeneous group, so most of the people are still marginalized and they are still in private space. They are still there's a discriminatory practices. But if we see the data that who are taking all the benefits of reservation and all the affirmative action, so it seems that only particular percentage of those castes are taking benefits again and again. So rationalization of reservation is a must in this era, because whoever is taking the benefits of reservation, their keens also taking the benefits of the reservation. It is not right for the mostly depressed, mostly other people of the same caste. So it is the same situation which was earlier there, that Brahmins are occupying the higher position, and now the people from the depressed caste who are in become a upper class are occupying that higher strata, and they are not taking a chance to lower class of that same caste to come at that upper strata. So that is the same case. So there is a requirement of rationalization of caste, definitely, so that those people who are not having any advantage of the affirmative action can utilize those advantage.
All right. Uh, Tell me, Mukul, there's another. There was recently a commission which was appointed to advise on the subcategorization of OBCs.
Yes, sir.
Have you read about it?
Sir, I have read about it, sir. It was a Rohini Commission.
Absolutely. So, could you dwell into some greater length on what were its, what have been its findings?
Sir, a specific data I also don't remember, but it is more majorly related that the particular percentage of same caste people are utilizing most of the reservation benefits. Other than that, I don't remember currently, sir.
Nevertheless, are you in agreement with this move to go ahead with the subcategorization of OBCs?
Sir, I think, sir, I agree with this provision, because if we are in developing phase, we are not developed, we don't have that much financial capital that we can invest highly in affirmative action. So we need to rationalize our policy. So for that rationalization, we need to identify better that who needs these affirmative action mostly. So for that, we need to have some categorization, so that whoever is the most needed of those services can be given those services.
Mr. Khandelwal, tell me, like, two policy mechanisms. One is subcategorization, which Rohini Commission was investigating. The second being the application of creamy layer. Are they both trying to achieve the same end? And if they are, then how are they different?
Sir, I am not aware about, but I can guess that the
Please.
the creamy layer concept is that the whoever comes above that creamy will not be having uh, affirmative action advantage. But in the subcategorization, there is a division of reservation, or there is a division of some percentage of benefit which can be occupied by those categories. So there might be some few caste which comes under top category, then there is a middle, and then there is low. So if we are giving 20% of benefits to those castes, then might be 10 to 12% given to lower, and then middle, and then upper.
Very well. You are nearly correct. Uh, Tell me that you worked with NGO for women empowerment.
Yes, sir.
So, what was the experience like?
Sir, the experience was very good. Actually, we have conducted many seminars, many campaigns. So recently, we have conducted a women healthcare campaign in one of the slum area in Mumbai. So we have read all about that. There are religious minority like Muslims who are facing very multiple issues in multiple issues. So I have seen from my eyes that when we have conducted these campaigns, so most of the women who have attended these session are of some this minority community, and all of them are agreeing that they are feeling they are having anemic issue, they are high anemic, they have no calcium, they have very less calcium, and doctor has also advised that the all the women who have attended those sessions, all of them have little very low calcium. They are also not aware about what are the birth cycle should be followed. Like the doctor told that there should be a minimum 2 years gap. So I think so there is a large gap between the literacy of women health. So there is a very lack of awareness of these women healthcare, healthcare and sanitization. And majorly, I found that on the just like some caste are there, this religious minority, majorly Muslims women, are having this problem in Mumbai majorly.
Okay. And this association you've had with the NGO, is it through your employer or is it separate?
It is separate, sir.
It is entirely separate. And are you continuing with that association presently also?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in touch with them. So whenever they are conducting some campaign or seminars, I am visiting them. So me and my wife will go together.
So, what drove you to take this initiative?
So actually, my wife is already working in this field, this NGO. So she was working in Jaipur in these kind of NGOs. So here also she has searched for these NGOs. So she has contacted with Project Vacha, and I am also associated with them. So after analyzing what are the issues faced by women, I also like to join and like to contribute what, however, I have contributed financial any information which I can provide. So I can provide them. That's how I connected with them.
So, Mukul, do you think that efforts by civil society organizations, they can really bring about an effective transformation in women's lives at the ground level, or should it primarily be driven by state and government policy?
Sir, I think, sir, there's a requirement of civil society because state has a state has a different functions. So if we talk about civil society formed on performing a specific function, like there is a woman healthcare, child healthcare. These are the specific function they are performing it. So also they are very high people oriented approaches, and the participation of people are more on these NGOs. So
Hmm.
also many of the people who are not connected with the government or who are not contributing towards the government cause, the NGO is more of open purpose. So anyone can contact them and anyone can go to that NGO and then contribute it. So there is easy accessibility to communication with the NGO. So I think that a civil society is needed because government has their limitation. Like they have administrative issues, they have less people in government agency. They have also financial issue. So there's a need of civil society to perform these things, sir.
Very well. Mukul, there was another move that the government was contemplating as regards women, which was to raise the age of marriage for women from 18 to 21.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that is something which we should be doing?
I think, sir, we are always talking about equality. So by differentiating man's age and woman's age in marriage, it is not a rational thing to do. So there must be a equal age, whatever it is, 18 or 21. So
Hmm.
if government is talking about increasing age, then there is a benefit to it because whenever we go to colleges, our age is primarily of 18 or 17. So most of the women or girls are not able to complete their degree or their college degrees. So they are stuck with that marriage scenario because most of the tradition in most of families in traditional society wants that as soon as possible they can marry their daughter to anyone, to any person, to any other person. So that's why I said this thing can benefit that women can complete their graduation. After completing graduation, women's employability has drastically can increase, because after most of the job requirement are of graduation in nature. So I think if they got the job, they can also work after the marriage. They have an option to work. So that is most needed, because in case of separation also, if the woman is not a graduate, then the financial situation will be worsen for her. So she stuck with that person because of these reasons also. Yes.
Absolutely. Do you think there are any other benefits that will accrue to women if the age of marriage is raised, apart from allowing them to complete their education and attaining financial independence?
I'm not remembering. Not remembering.
No issues. Uh, Another issue that our society is grappling with is a lot of crimes against women. You may have read about the incident in Anna University campus recently.
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay, so just say you're in charge of a district administration, and there are some gross, uh, violations of women's rights. So, what remedial steps you think can be taken for women's safety?
First of all, sir, we have very deterrent laws which prevent these type of situation. But after that, also we are seeing that multiple cases of these heinous crimes are observed in our society. So most
Yes.
the behavior of people, majorly men's, needs to be changed and needs to be monitored. Like we can categorize men's on basis of some traits. Like we have seen that there are some people who are more of patriarchal in nature, more of domination in nature. So we in college campus also, there should be a different college or any administrator, there should be a separate division who will check these type of things, that there can be a potential issue with that person, so that they can identify if that in case if they can prevent in such a case. Also,
Hmm.
we need to talk about ethical conduct training. Also, we need to conduct training multiple times. So there's majorly in any institution there is very less training. I am also a part of Indian Oil. I have not got any training about prevention of POSH Act itself. So there is a need to train those people so that they have fear that if we do that, then our life will be destroyed. So they have not seen that thing that it can be done. So if they realize that the issue their life can be destroyed, then I think so they will restrain from doing any of this, sir.
Okay, and what do you think have been some of the major achievements of the feminist movement in India till date?
So I think sir, passing of Dowry Act is one of major achievement. Also, sir, there is after the acid attack in Delhi, there is a prohibition of selling of acids to normal consumer. That is also there. Third one is, sir,
Yes.
this Prevention of Sexual Assaultment Act, which was in the office place as are imposed by government. Mhm. Other than this, there's a amendment in Hindu Succession Act, that women are also e- equally owned the whatever the amount of inheritance is there. That is also one of the major achievement by women's movement. And there is a women reservation recently which was passed by parliament. That is also a good, also a right step. And so these are the five which I am currently remembers.
Very well. Uh, what do you think are some challenges that the women's movements in India are facing today?
So first of all, sir, women needs to understand that they are part of one section. So they are divided between different castes, different class. These type of groups already created in women. So first issue is this thing, sir. Second issue is
Yes.
that Second issue is that women are considered that they are not in dominant power. So they have accepted that they are subjugate of male, or they are the second citizen type of things. That is also needs to be addressed, because if they consider them as an inferior to male counterpart, then there cannot be any strong thing that can be done by them. Third one is that this there is a safety issue all over India and all over world itself. So if we don't provide a safer environment to those women who are working or who are traveling, so that is also a big challenge in women empowerment and women protection. Fourth one is, sir, the women of different age group requires different things. Like initially there is a early age group, they have issue of feticide, and early death. So other issue in adolescent,
Yes.
there might be issue of child trafficking, and other after marriage there can be issue of marital rapes, and marital rape still is not recognized by government. So these are the issues which needs to be handled in the specific age group. So government need to devise or devise a matrix so that each issues of each specific age group can be addressed. These are the such challenges.
Very well. Do you think marital rape should be criminalized in India?
Yes, sir.
Do you think marital rape should be criminal in India?
So marital rape is also one of heinous crime which needs to be addressed by government. But we have seen that how there are multiple complications which are associated with the marital rape, due to which government are not able to uh, or not able to come up with any law. So there are issues that we consider marriage as a sacrosanct union. So whenever male and female got married, we consider them as one entity or one soul. So their right
Hmm.
got merged. Second is the issue of the proof of marital rape is very hard for if we provide women, if we provide women on an oral evidence that we consider it's a marital rape, then the repercussion can be very fast. And third one is the sir, after marriage, I think the two I'm remembering, sir, two issue only.
Very well. Have you heard of this concept of glass ceiling?
Yes, sir.
What do you understand by this term?
Sir, whenever there is a stress in economy, or whenever we know that there are some issue can be happen in this thing, we promote girls on the top position, so that whatever blame can be. No, I think I sort of glass cliff. I'm confused with glass. So glass ceiling means we have put one glass above that woman cannot come. So just like we are talking about that men can work 24 hours, but we are not talking about women working 24 hours. We have specified certain duration that after 8 the woman should go to a home. These kind of mentality or this kind of thought is present in all of the society, which make women as an inferior person, so they can rise, but they can rise only up to certain level. Yes.
Very, you corrected yourself. You
Yes.
began a little wrong track. You very corrected yourself. Uh, if you could give me a sociological analysis of student suicides that we hear of, particularly in the context of competitive exams.
So suicide as talked about Durkheim as well, suicide majorly happen with due to four type of forces. There are two forces which have different types, like integration and regulation, in which there are different types. So currently in this society, there is issue of one of the issue is the with the integration is their lack of integration. So very low integration with the society. We have seen in for the competitive exam, students are sent away from the homes. They are not connected with the families. So there is very less
Yes.
emotional connection, to which students are not sharing their problems, their issue with the families. They are feeling very isolated. So in that moment, if they think that their life depends on one exam, if they are not passing that exam, that they are thinking that their life is not fruitful, and they are taking these type of steps. Second one is that there's a issue of lack of regulation as well. So government are not monitoring these type of cases majorly, because the cases of suicide are getting increases day by day. We have seen that in Kota also the suicide cases are increasing day by day. So if we are finding out that there are increase in case, but we are not doing proper mechanism to resolve that. Third is the
Yes.
social pressure which are observed during competition. In my school days also, I have seen that there are very mental pressure by family situation, financial position. These things, these due to these things, student face some kind of mental pressure, due to which they think that they are burden on the families. So due to which, if they are not passing, and they think that they have wasted all the money of their parents
Yes.
by going to quota or by going to any institute. That's why they are doing, they're taking such drastic steps. These are the issues which we have observed.
Very well. There was also an unfortunate incident of a young lady in a corporate organization who had committed suicide due to work related pressures.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to comment on that?
Sir, actually, sir, in work life, work or professional space, there is a issue that every boss or every company treating every employee as the same person. So there is no personalized care or personalized talk about them. So if I'm working, I am not having that much pressure, or I am not taking that much pressure itself. So still I am
Mm.
getting that much work. And the people who are taking much of pressure, much of stress of only a meeting or only of work, they are also getting same time of work. So there is no monitoring or not a healthy discussion about this. That's why some people got so stressed, or so stressed and so emotionally touched to those work, that they are taking unnecessary stress as well. Second one is, in this society, the focus is majorly on promotion and majorly going to the top, due to which we are
Yes.
working day and night so that we can have a better promotion and better opportunity. For the Due to that cause also, we take so much work on us, so that in the end we identify that we cannot do those works, and we succumb to those pressures. And third one, sir, the work which is happening in those centers like in Bangalore and
Yes.
in Mumbai, they are highly competitive markets. So everybody is working day and night to perform well. So these
Mm.
competition also impose some mental pressure on individual, that they need to also enjoy the same lifestyle which are enjoyed by their group. These are the three issues due to which these kind of corporate suicide is happening.
Very well. And do you think that we should be paying heed to suggestions that we should be, having a 70-hour work week or in that direction?
So I think so, sir. This talk about 70 hours a day is not a right step, because every person has a different potential in working. So I can work for 40 hours and I can perform task of 70 hours. So putting a pressure on 70 hours a day, 70 hours a week, then it will increase mental pressure on young professional only. So we all are
Mm.
talking about work life balance. If we switch from work life balance to only work, then our personal life will be destroyed
Mm.
drastically. So we cannot take time for our families. So these kind of issue will emerge if we talk about those kind of working time.
So, if you are selected for a high pressure service like, say, the IPS, where the timings are on and it's a very demanding kind of a work profile, do you think you will be able to adjust to those demands?
So I think, sir, if your passion demands, like if I want to work I like to work, then
Yes.
the timing issue will not come, sir. If I am liking to police, I like this police services and like to help others, then in my mind the issue of time will not come. So if I'm majorly passionate about it, then the issue of time will not come, and time will automatically will have, sir. Every person will have some time for their personal space. It's not the case that all the time people are working only. For it's
Hmm.
like it's a phase, sir. If you that phase in that phase there are more work, but after some phase there is a time when you can give yourself as a time, sir.
Very well. So, thank you, Mukul. I just ask one final question. Tell me, who's your favorite sociologist?
Sir, my favorite sociologist is Marx, sir.
Karl Marx.
Yes, sir.
So, what about his writings particularly appeals to you?
I think, sir, he gave many things, sir, which are still relevant. Like he talks about concept of alienation. So in alienation he talks about how the capitalist society are dividing the society. So he talks about that there will be a time that there is a proletarization, when there is a break between the bourgeoisie and proletariat, and there is a revolt, but how the capitalists are trying to break that. So capitalists are providing, just like we have seen that there is an incentive, there is a work life, talks about work life balance. So capitalists are modifying it. So
Hmm.
when compare about teaching of Karl Marx and compare about whatever happening in this era, we can see that the capitalist is smart and it is developing by itself. So from that theories, the theories of Karl Marx, we can understand that how society is changing, or how capitalist or capitalist society is changing. Other concept was a reserve army of labor. He has also given how the capitalist society are uh, having a reserve army due to which
If I may interject, do you personally feel, have you experienced alienation since you've been working?
Yes, sir, definitely. I have also felt the alienation because whatever we are doing, I am a computer engineer, I am developing some application, but majorly I am developing application and I'm working for someone else. That application is not used by me, that application is not installed by me. So someone is monitoring my development of application. He is giving me timeline, he is monitoring me anytime. So I think this is also a part of alienation, that I am away from that product itself.
Hmm. And so you expect this aspect of work to continue if you switch to the civil services?
I think, sir, today's era cannot go forward without capitalistic society, sir. So we cannot switch to communist itself. So we need to live in capitalist society, but we need to try reform in capitalist society only. So I don't think so that the area will be changed. The
Hmm.
work will be changed. Work will be like this only, that I need to perform some action. But there is one benefit in that, that whenever I'm performing those action, there is a
Hmm.
benefit for me also. I will also feel satisfied. I will also feel that I am helping someone, because of me someone is happy or something. So that
Hmm.
part is not currently in my occupation, that part is missing with me. After joining the civil service, I think I will be more happy because I am helping a large audience.
Very well. Thank you, Mukul.
Yes sir, thank you sir.
So, what is your sense? We are done with the formal interaction. What is your sense? How did you fare? Did it go well, or you
I need
found some problem areas?
I have some problem I have because I'm not able to think properly because I need to make structure while I'm answering. I think I'm missing on that part. Also in communication part, I think I need to improve a lot because I'm answering, but sometime I'm not able to answer properly. These two things I think I need to improve.
And your interview said you said is in what date again?
Feb
February, you
20.
said.
Feb
Sorry,
20. Feb
Feb
20.
20. Okay. And how many interviews have you taken till now, like mock interviews?
Sir, I have taken one mock panel interview, which was in Chennai with Shankar S. That was disaster. That was
Hmm.
not a good interview. But I have not able to answer most of the questions. So I was
And was it online or offline?
offline, sir, offline. That
Offline, yes. The
was offline. Because
feel of the offline interaction is far different, very frankly.
and
Hmm.
I'm living in Mumbai, sir. Here, there is very less opportunity in to giving interviews. So I went to one of in the training in Chennai. So I have booked for that. So that is and I have given so this is my first interview. I have given three. This is my third means. Before that, I
Yes.
have opted for mathematics as an optional. So for two times, I'm struggling with mathematics. So I have switched to sociology this time. So
Only this time you've switched to sociology and you got an interview call. Hmm?
yes, yes, sir.
ठीक है. So I'll share my feedback with you. Hmm. And before that, do you have any specific doubts you want to ask, or should I shoot?
Sir, one doubt I have, that I have read sociology very less, sir. Actually,
Hmm.
two of PDFs I have read. One is only of sleepy classes I have read. And I think I'm not that much in depth with sociology, I think so, because I have read only 5 months and I'm also a working professional. So I want
Hmm.
that how to generate these dimensions, that just like you have asked, give me sociological point of view or like this, how to generate
Yes.
idea and how to make structure before the panel
Hmm.
answering this question, or what are the important things I should consider first, because I am not able to revise whole sociology yet, because I'm
Yes.
that's these things I want to know, sir.
So the one thing you've referred to is sleepy classes PDF.
Yes, sir.
Anything apart from that?
No, sir, I have only read Sleepy Class 2 PDF multiple times. Other than this, I have read Topper's note and made some notes from those notes, Topper's copies. And there is a current affairs PDF which was released by them. That also I have read, sir. These three, sir.
ठीक है. ठीक है. So a couple of things. पहली बात, they are not there primarily to test your theoretical knowledge about sociology. That is not the purpose of this interview. ठीक. This is a personality test, and sociology is a very small part of you, right? So, and it is not even the main part of you. It is one of the many things about you, and that too a relatively sidey one, very frankly. A far more important aspect of your personality will be what you're doing, say, in Indian Oil, right? Or that you're from an engineering background, and so many other things, right? So, uh, you should not be too worried about sociology reflecting in your DAF. Secondly, even when they see sociology written in your DAF, the tendency is not to ask too many technical or theoretical questions. What they do expect when they see sociology, that you have a more nuanced understanding of various social issues. So my suggestion to you will be, instead of revising your sociology optional notes again, need not go there. What you need to focus more on is to develop a well-reasoned opinion on various social issues. And for that, there are two broad areas. One is what is emanating from your DAF. For example, much of the interview today was from your DAF, your and my interaction, right? Because you have been staying in Mumbai, या आपने एनजीओ में काम किया है, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट आपने मेंशन किया है ना? या आपने ड्यूरिंग द कॉन्वर्सेशन यू सेड कि मुंबई में कास्ट इज नॉट रेलेवेंट, सो वी वेंचर्ड इनटू कास्ट, राइट? So a lot of it is from your DAF, whatever social issues emanate. Second area will be current social issues, which are in the news, right? Or regarding which there has been any important legislation or court judgment. ठीक. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपके डैफ से जहां पे भी आप रहे हैं, विच इज राजस्थान, गुजरात एंड महाराष्ट्र, तीनों का एक सोशोलॉजिकल प्रोफाइल हमारे पास होना चाहिए. ठीक. इफ दे आस्क यू टू कंपेयर society and culture in, say, Rajasthan with that in Mumbai, then you should have some things to say. तीसरी बात, जैसे आपने विमेन एम्पावरमेंट लिखा है, तो विमेन रिलेटेड बहुत सारे इश्यूज होते हैं, जिसमें से कुछ पे हमने बात करी, विमेन सेफ्टी पे बात करी, रेजिंग एज ऑफ मैरिज पे बात करी. उसके अलावा यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड पे एक डिमांड, मतलब एक वी आर मूविंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन, है ना? तो उसके लिए हो गया. लिव इन रिलेशनशिप्स का ट्रेंड बढ़ रहा है, उसके बारे में. विमेन्स रिजर्वेशन बिल, हिजाब कंट्रोवर्सी, ठीक, इस टाइप की चीजें. ऑल्सो इसी से लगता हुआ मेंस राइट्स की बात, अभी अतुल सुभाष का केस हुआ था, है ना? तो कि वेदर प्रो विमेन लॉज आर बीइंग मिसयूज्ड एंड व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन. ठीक. क्योंकि आपके डैफ में एनजीओज का वर्क लिखा हुआ है, तो सिविल सोसाइटी का क्या रोल है समाज में, ऑन दोज लाइंस. क्योंकि आप वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल हैं, ठीक है, सो इट कैन बी अबाउट कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस ऑफ वर्क इन प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंड सरकारी नौकरी, व्हाट द टू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम ईच अदर. या 70 आवर वर्क वीक की बात हुई, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस की बात हुई. Since you've done engineering, तो computer engineering, then some technologies का impact on society, like artificial intelligence का, ठीक है, that is something in the news. या social media regulation, कुछ countries अभी social media को regulate कर रहे हैं, है ना? children का access या कुछ ना कुछ कर रहे हैं, वो सारी बातें. तो ये सारा अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करें. प्लस इन जनरल जो भी सोशल इश्यूज हैं, अब जैसे कास्ट सेंसस है, आपके सीवी, आपके डैफ में नहीं लिखा, बट देश भर में उसकी बातें हो रही, राइट? सो यू शुड हैव अ व्यू. अच्छा, दूसरी बात, while preparing all these topics, okay, any topic, avoid mentioning scholars. देखिए आपका जो मेंस एग्जाम होता है और जो इधर आप इंटरव्यू में करते हैं, यू हैव टू डू इट डिफरेंटली. मेंस में यू आर एडवाइज कि यू मेंशन स्कॉलरली व्यू पॉइंट्स, यू यूज टेक्निकल जार्गन. यहां पे ऑपोजिट, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड कि भैया कमला भसीन ने क्या कहा या इंद्र बेते ने या एम एन श्रीनिवास. दे वॉन्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट इज मुकुल्स वे ऑफ थिंकिंग एंड यू नो हाउ ही रीचेस डिसीजंस. सो यू मे रेफर टू, या आपने कहीं कुछ किसी का व्यू पढ़ रखा है, लेट दैट बी एन इनपुट इन यू नो यू फॉर्मिंग योर ओपिनियन. बट व्हेन यू आर्टिकुलेट देयर, इट शुड कम अक्रॉस एज योर व्यू पॉइंट, योर एनालिसिस, rather than any scholar. ठीक. Now, a few things regarding my assessment of how you fared. I would say during our interaction, overall, the impression was quite positive. Positive being that you appeared quite comfortable in your skin. That frankly is also because you are sitting at home and you know it's online, so that makes all of us comfortable. उसके अलावा on the good side, you came across as reasonably articulate. Articulate मतलब what you want to say, you are able to say. है ना? You are not struggling for words or phrases, या ऐसा नहीं है कि आप शब्द ढूंढ रहे हो कि इसको कैसे मैं बात को कहूं. That is not at all an issue. Language में fluency है, communication is not an issue. ठीक है? One very good thing you do is in a lot of answers, you structure it quite well. Why I am mentioning, so that you know and you can repeat it later on also. मतलब जब आप कहते हो ना 1 2 3, in many of your answers you did that. Great. If it comes naturally to you, please keep it up. क्योंकि that reflects a kind of clarity of thought and clarity of communication both. सुनने वाले को भी प्रोसेस करने में आसान है कि मैं 3 मेन कारण या 3 मेन मुद्दे बता रहा हूं, और आपको खुद भी ज्यादा क्लैरिटी होती है दिमाग, है ना? सो प्लीज कीप दैट अप. A lot of questions were answered very satisfactorily. ठीक है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जहां पे हमने सिविल सोसाइटी की बात करी, हमने 70 आवर वर्क वीक या कॉर्पोरेट सुइसाइड्स की बात करी. ठीक है? विमेन एम्पावरमेंट रिलेटेड लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, very satisfactorily addressed. Now coming to what all areas could have been better addressed, more importantly. एक overall sense which I got, what you need to do is you need to be a little brief if possible. In several of your answers, you seem to be continuously talking, almost like a rant. है ना? तो संक्षेप में अपनी बात को कहने का थोड़ा सा वो करें. See, you need to balance it. It cannot be a yes or no answer also. That is also not nice. है ना? Some elaboration is required. But then briefly अपनी बात रख के हम शांत हो जाएं. Reason being, then the interviewers get to ask you more questions, explore more dimensions of your personality and your knowledge.
Yes.
ठीक? तो एक वो आप ट्राई कर सकते हैं. दूसरा क्या, in some questions it would have been preferable if you would have taken a clear stance. For example, when I asked you about should we conduct a caste census, तो आपने both positives भी बोले कि empirical data की requirement है, और आपने उसके negatives भी बोले. तो which is fine, but प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मुझे ये नहीं समझ आया कि आपके हिसाब से कास्ट सेंसस कंडक्ट करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. ठीक है? अब ये भी क्या होता है ना, ये मेंस प्रिपरेशन का एक रिफ्लेक्शन सा होता है, क्योंकि उसमें आदत हो जाती है हर इशू के प्रोज लिख दो, कॉन्स लिख दो, है ना, या क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस भी लिख दो, सपोर्टिंग. सी व्हाट वन ऑफ द ट्रेड्स दे आर लुकिंग फॉर इन पोटेंशियल recruits to civil services is decision making ability. ठीक है? On a daily basis, you will be required to take scores of big and small decisions. तो वो डिसाइसिवनेस रिफ्लेक्ट होनी चाहिए. जब आप किसी भी विषय के दोनों साइड्स उल्लेख कर दो विद इक्वल एम्फोसिस, तो एज अ लिसनर मुझे लगता है कि वेयर डज दिस गाय स्टैंड, या इसका अल्टीमेट फिर पोजीशन है क्या, वो मुझे नहीं पता हो चला. ठीक. सो इट मे बी मोर प्रेफरेबल फॉर मोस्ट इश्यूज दैट यू टेक अ डेफिनेटिव स्टांस एंड देन गिव सपोर्टिंग रीजन. क्या उसके दूसरा पहलू हो सकता है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल कास्ट सेंसस पे, नाउ बिटवीन फ्रेंड्स आप मुझे बताओ व्हाट इज योर टेक, करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए?
तो नहीं करना चाहिए.
नहीं करना चाहिए ना. तो आप बोलो कि सर इन माय कंसिडर्ड ओपिनियन वी शुड नॉट बी गोइंग अहेड विद द कास्ट सेंसस बिकॉज it will be very divisive, because it will keep caste alive when we are trying to create a caste free society, and because it will lead to further politicization and identity politics. ठीक. अब मुझे पता है उसका विपक्ष भी होता है कि भैया इंपेरिकल डेटा चाहिए, पॉलिसी फॉर्मुलेशन, बट वो फिर सामने वाले को बोलने. ठीक है. एंड देन यू हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट. वरना क्या होता है ना, आप अगर दोनों पक्ष रख देते हो तो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है. मोर ओवर जो भी सुनने वाले हैं, दे आर 60+ रिटायर्ड ब्यूरोक्रेट्स. ठीक है. तो लेट अस बी वेरी क्लियर इन आवर कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है. अच्छा, एक और चीज वन विल एडवाइज यू इज कि अवॉइड यूजिंग jargons. For example, when I asked you to do a sociological analysis of student suicides, you started off with saying कि Durkheim mentioned 2 factors, regulation, integration. ठीक है. तो जाते जाते मतलब you did not venture there, but you could have perhaps mentioned anomic and fatalistic वगैरह suicides. अगर आप ये करते हो, please appreciate, even if one of the interviewers has some background in sociology, quite likely the other 4 don't. और जो भी आप बात कर रहे हो ना, you have to take all 5 of them along. Your conversation has to be intelligible. It has to be understood by all 5 panels. So if you make it too jargon laden, too theoretical, then I am unable to understand you, and I lose interest in what you say, which you don't want. ठीक है. ये लोग कौन है? They are very highly educated persons, and they are most of them are retired bureaucrats. एक आध कोई educationist होगा, but they are not academicians for mostly, and they are not researchers or sociologists. So you have to, मतलब जो सामने बैठा है उसके हिसाब से बात करते हैं. You have to frame your communication based on who the audience is. अगर मैं एक छोटे बच्चे से बात कर रहा हूँ 10 साल के, तो अलग तरीके से बात करूंगा, है ना. अगर 25 साल के व्यक्ति से कर रहा हूँ तो अलग तरीके से, और अगर 60 साल के से कर रहा हूँ तो अलग. ठीक है. सो प्लीज कीप दिस इन माइंड and consciously avoid making it jargon laden, even when you are asked to do a sociological analysis. किसी भी चीज का सोशियोलॉजिकल एनालिसिस बोलते हैं तो आप उसके सोशल कॉजेस बताइए, उसको समाज के डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट से जोड़िए. सोसाइटल कॉजेस बताइए, सोसाइटी के लिए कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस बताइए, उसके डिफरेंट सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन से कुछ लिंक है क्या, फैमिली से है क्या, रिलीजन से है क्या, है ना, या डिफरेंट सोशल ग्रुप्स को लिंक कर सकते हैं क्या, विमेन को, ट्राइबल्स को, लोअर कास्ट को, ऐसे करके ये सब कीजिए. ठीक है. दैट विल बी मोर प्रेफरेबल. So this is my overall sense. Acha, one thing which you should consider, like whatever I'm suggesting, see, you are a grown-up man, you'll have to weigh in and accept whatever you find useful and keep aside whatever you don't find. So my sense is, in an interview for a government job, one can avoid picking up a Karl Marx as a favorite scholar. साफ बात है, हम लोग नक्सल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस के लिए नहीं प्रिपेयर कर रहे ना, इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस के लिए कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, और उसके हिसाब से तो ये सारा जो सिस्टम है ये सारा ही it serves the class interests of the capitalists, right? And he's literally advocating for a bloody revolution, right? So that does not gel well. Pick any run on the mill, non controversial kind of a figure. Marx is a somewhat polarizing figure.
Right.
ठीक, तो कोई भी हो सकता है, वेबर ले लो, बेते ले लो, श्रीनिवास ले लो, भतेरे, हाँ, और जो भी आप पिकअप करो उसका कुछ आपके मेन बुक्स के नाम पता हो, उनकी की कॉन्सेप्ट्स पता हो, ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
एंड एक इंडियन पता हो अपने को ढंग से और एक वेस्टर्न पता हो. So these are some of the things, Mukul bete, that I can think of. If you have any other doubts, tell me.
Currently, तो sir, I don't have any doubts. I think I will work on those areas sir you have provided, that स्टैंड लेना है एक तो, और दूसरा मार्क्स तो नहीं बोलना है, दैट इज करेक्ट. आई आल्सो थिंक कि मार्क्स तो बोलना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज
जी,
जस्टिफाई करना मुश्किल हो जाएगा, बिकॉज आई एम परस्यूइंग फॉर सिविल सर्विस जॉब, फिर लेफ्ट विंग आइडियोलॉजी को सपोर्ट, दैट इज,
हाँ,
आई विल वर्क ऑन दोज एस्पेक्ट्स.
ठीक है. एंड अदरवाइज यू हैव अ गुड स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोफाइल. You're a mature person. You have work experience on your side. You have been associated with premier organizations, चाहे वो इंडियन ऑयल हो, चाहे आपका सरदार पटेल इंस्टीट्यूट हो, है ना. सो गो कॉन्फिडेंट इन दैट सेंस, ठीक है. वेरी फ्रैंकली, एंड आई हैव स्पोकन टू सो मेनी पीपल, you know, both before and after they've cleared. So it is not a fault finding mission. वो आप में कमियां नहीं ढूंढ रहे हैं, और दे आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर रीजंस टू, you know, not select you. They are simply trying to have an intelligent conversation. So you should appear as a calm and composed person who has a logical thinking process. For the most part you do, है ना. सो बस अपना आत्मविश्वास रखें. एक दो अगर सवाल नहीं भी आते हैं ना, यू विल नॉट बी शोन इन पुअर लाइट, बिकॉज नोबडी इज अ नो ऑल ना. किसी को भी सब कुछ नहीं पता होता, इंक्लूडिंग दी पैनलिस्ट. एक्चुअली ऐसे होता है बहुत बार, एक पैनलिस्ट कुछ पूछ रहे हैं और बाकियों को नहीं पता है उसके बारे में. इट इज ओनली, इट्स वेरी ह्यूमन टू नॉट नो एवरीथिंग, है ना. सो नेवर फील शॉर्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, ठीक है. यू हैव मेड इट दिस फार, सो आई रियली होप you make it ahead also. Do you intend to give the next attempt as well?
Yes sir, if not selected then this is my fourth, so I will give two more.
अच्छा, ठीक है. So in case of for your future attempts, if you need any inputs for sociology optional also, feel very free to connect.
Okay sir.
ठीक है. if कोई conceptual clarity चाहिए हो या आंसर राइटिंग में या कुछ भी इनपुट चाहिए हो, don't hesitate.
Okay sir.
ठीक है.
Okay sir.
So all the best from my side, beta.
Thank you sir, thank you so
I'll
much.
take your leave.
Thank
Yeah.
you.